My cousin Bobette asked me if I would mind saying a few words today, honoring my cousin Fred. Uh, when we were kids, we had a normal childhood together as children. I mean, we did what all children do. I mean, Fred was always very funny. You know, he was great. But you know, we would play hide and go seek at night in Karnak. We would when it got dark, when it was dark. I mean, we'd also throw rocks up toward the street lamp and watch the bats chase the rocks down. And our grandma Smith would say, "Now you kids be careful because one of them bats is going to come down and get tangled in your hair and lay eggs." So, of course, we discussed that, I'm sure, and probably got a kick out of that. But yeah, we just had a normal childhood. My grandpa Bond had a skating rink in Karnak, and we uh, we would go skating from time to time with the cousins, with both sets of cousins on both sides of the family, Judy and Daryl, and of course Bobette and Fred, my sister and my brother, and then we'd go skating, and we just had a normal relationship as children, and we always thought so much of each other. We always thought so much of each other. We did. I mean, I love my cousins. I love all my cousins, and I think that they loved us too. But I want to move on a little bit past this. Fred uh, went into the army at some point. Uh, I was in the Navy probably before he actually went into the army, but I'm a little older. But anyway, Fred went into the army, and funny story. There's several, but I'm just going to tell one. Funny story. Fred was getting letters from Metropolis here. Whoever sends out the letters for parking tickets, he was getting letters from them, and his car had been receiving parking tickets. They've been placing parking tickets on his car. Fred's not home. He's in Turkey. And I'm pretty sure that Fred probably didn't have his car parked illegally when he left. So I don't know. You figure that one out. But anyway, Fred decided he's going to write a letter. So he wrote a letter back to Metropolis, whoever it is that gives out the tickets, police station, I don't know, apologizing for his car's bad behavior. And I guess the letter was outrageous. It was great. I wish I had it here to read, but it was good enough that my grandma Reba, uh, who wrote the Karnak News, uh, uh, had that letter put in the Karnak News, which anybody could read who got the planet. So it was that good. And then moving on even more, Fred worked at Allied Chemical, and he became kind of famous in a way, I suppose. He's such a good writer, and he could make situations sound very funny, and he could respectfully, I guess, kind of make fun respectfully of people, I suppose. And so Fred would, along with pictures that he would draw, like cartoons or whatever, and and then he would write little captions on certain situations and all that, and it became pretty popular. And from the way I understand it, people would probably before work or at some point, they would go and look at the board. I wonder if Fred's put anything out. If Fred's wrote anything else, we got to go look and see. Always waiting for Fred to do another one. So yeah, Fred was very funny, and he kept those people laughing. But also, while Fred was working there, he started taking college courses online, and as you all know, became a psychologist. Early in Fred's life, I believe he had issues and problems of his own, which I don't know anything about, but I don't want to know. But anyway, Fred, I think his calling, he realized his calling was to help other people. So Fred finally got his degree and his license, and of course he opened his clinic in Paducah, and he started uh, seeing counseling individuals, whether it be battered women, drug abuse, court order someone to go see him, and he would deal with them, and a big thing with the kids. He loved kids, and he counseled kids and so on. So, yeah, Fred's whole life has been his adult life has been to serve and to help. Uh, so. Even on his deathbed, Fred he was worried about his family. He was worried about his family. He wanted them to say, "Hey, I'm okay." Don't worry, it's okay. He was comforting them. That's who Fred Jones was. He's comforting his family, his new bride. They were married the day before his passing, and wow, I mean, life can throw a curveball. But they love each other, and they wanted to get married. But Fred, that's it. And Amy had said that she's rubbing her dad's hand, and he went, he just probably rolled his hand over and went like this. I'm okay. Don't worry, baby. I mean, he was a good father, a good grandfather, and he was just a wonderful, wonderful human being. And I just thank God that I had an opportunity to know my cousins and my cousin Fred. It was just what a privilege. So I rest in peace, my brother. Rest in peace. God, I love you.